In this video, I'm going to show you the signs of emotional insecurities and insecurity in a relationship. My name is and we all know that nobody likes an insecure partner. It's not fun to be around someone who's always doubting themselves or feeling like they're not good enough. So today, I'm here to teach you how to spot these red flags before it becomes too late for your relationship. Now for some of you, some of these signs might be a little too obvious, and that's because we're not always conscious about our insecurities. So even if some of us do realize we may feel this way, it's hard to overcome something like this on your own. However, with the help from an objective third party such as a therapist or family friend may be able to help you gain insight on how to manage your emotions better and learn how to love yourself more, which builds self-esteem and confidence. So let's get down to the signs that I've taken from my experience working closely with clients struggling in relationships. The first sign is blame shifting, meaning you tend to take responsibility blame for things not going well, or you always blame your partner for everything even if it's not their fault. There are two types of blame shifting, external and internal. So let me explain what these mean. External blame shifting means that you're constantly blaming things outside of yourself for being the cause of problems in your relationship or with your partner. An example is when you keep saying, "You made me mad," or that you should have done this. Also, using phrases like "I wouldn't be so upset if it weren't for" might also fall under this category as well. Internal blame shifting, on the other hand, is taking responsibility but putting it all on yourself without realizing it. You might start to think things like, "I was prettier/smarter/richer if I didn't." So you're basically putting your own blame on yourself. The second sign is fear of being alone. Now, this can be a very dangerous fear because it can cause people to stay in relationships that they shouldn't because they're afraid no one else will want them, which leads me to the next red flag, self-sabotage. Self-sabotage is when someone doesn't feel comfortable and happy with themselves, and instead of working on improving their life, they tend to put all their effort into making sure that things don't work out the way they should be. They're constantly encouraging bad behavior from others, or acting out subconsciously just so things won't go well for them, or trying to sabotage what they want. Next is a lack of intimacy, which does not necessarily mean that the couple isn't making love, but also means there's a lack of emotional intimacy. In other words, it's difficult to be vulnerable with your partner because you always feel the need to put up a front and hide your feelings all the time because you're afraid of being judged or laughed at. Sometimes this can come off as arrogance and cold-hearted behavior to avoid rejection, and people really don't like when someone acts like this around them, so try to avoid doing so in relationships. The next sign is not respecting boundaries, meaning that your partner doesn't respect you enough to limit yourself from certain activities, whether it'd be watching too much TV or spending too much time with friends, family, or even strangers. This is when someone has a very bad habit of being deceitful, and they lie so often to other people that they can't keep track of what's true and what isn't anymore. This also includes the need to exaggerate every story, and it becomes tiresome for others because we generally don't like listening to someone who makes up stories all the time. It sounds like fiction. And finally, there's inconsiderateness, which happens when you get used to putting your needs first without considering your partner's feelings in any decision-making process, such as looking at online profiles while on a date or spending hours texting someone else rather than focusing on them. And usually, this type of behavior occurs when you get blindsided with jealousy, which can lead to possessiveness and obsessive behavior. So in order to avoid these signs in your relationship, be sure that both of you respect each other's physical and emotional boundaries, because if they don't, then problems might arise. But then again, that's just my opinion. Thank you for watching, and have a great day, everyone.